What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. My brother Aaron over at Black Men's Travels did a stream yesterday that a sister got on to the stream and was pretty much being honest, and I want to make sure you guys go and check out his page. I've done several interviews with him on this channel, and he's basically interviewing a single mom. And at a part of the conversation, she talks about how things were before she got a baby as far as her dating options, and how her dating options changed after she had the child. So I won't even, go into too much detail. I'll play that clip right now and we'll come back and talk about it.
I'm not saying they really forget their kids, but they forget their responsibilities as a father. You know what I'm saying? Like, they forget, like, your kid actually do come first. That's first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Like, this woman is not guaranteed to be around. Your kids are guaranteed to be around unless something happens to them, Lord forbid. But my thing is, it's called balance. You got to balance. I don't like no deadbeat guy. I cannot date a deadbeat guy. If you're a part-time father, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I need to see you out here with the kids, encouraging them, helping them, loving them. I need to feel that. If you don't do it, we can't be together. That's it.
Now, let me ask you this real quick. Do you feel like your options are still as vast with a child before you had a child? Are you running to different types of guys? Are you attracted to different types of men than you did previously before I had a child?
You know what? Before I had a child, I had some great men. I had some great men. Mm-hmm. Before I had a kid, I had a selection. It was like I was at a buffet. They were all good men, but I wasn't a good person at that time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a good woman.
You was not a good woman.
I wasn't a good woman at all. I had to get it out of my system. So I wasn't a good woman. I was just like, dang, I can have him, and him. I'm going to juggle all of them. And the thing about it is, I'm not going to have sex with all of them. I'm not going to even have sex with any of them. I'm going to juggle them. And then when they want it, I'm going to let them go to the next one, boom, 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 pick a card, any card at that point. And then now as I got older, it's like karma. Because now I'm getting all the horrible people, like the guys that, the part-time dads, the deadbeats, or the guys who live, they don't have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? They got a job, possibly. They stay with their parents or something like that. It's always a big thing where I'm just like, no, I ain't gonna do it. So before I had a kid, the options were endless and they were beautiful.
Okay, so you heard what she had to say. One of the things that she talked about is before she got pregnant, and probably she's, very attractive at that time. She's not bad looking now, but I could probably just imagine her in her prime. Not a bad looking lady. She says that she had a lot of good options with a lot of good men. Okay? And, the guys were putting in the effort. The guys were doing what they were supposed to do. And she had no, real reasons not to deal with them. But she admits that in her life, she was just not a good person. And so because she felt that she had an infinity of good men around her, she could just, trade them off. Like if it doesn't work out, or if they want to get too serious, if they want to get sexual, she'll just cut them off and she'll just start over again. So probably using some of these guys for the things that women can do, which is, text message buddy, dinner dates, compliments, fix my stuff, these other things that women use guys for. Multiple characteristics of things that they use these guys for, and it all leads to nothing, right? But then she ended up losing the game that she was playing. And I always talk about this with black men. Most ladies, especially in urban communities, will play a game that they will lose at the end of the game they're playing. All right? And like I tell people all the time, there's no way you can be a boxer. I don't care how good you are. All right? When you step in the ring, you're going to get hit. Okay? And you're going to get hit hard. And the more fights you take, the more likely you have of losing a fight. And it only takes one punch. And in her case, she met one of these guys that she felt was a good guy, or maybe not even a good guy, a guy she was attracted to, a guy that she felt that was not boring, a guy that she felt that was exciting. And then Voodoo Clapping sounds. Okay, and then she had the baby. And then here's what happens and what most ladies feel. You know, they think that having a baby is not going to change things. You know, feminists tell women all the time, you know, having a baby, your kids come first. Guys are still going to date you. You hear ladies talk about it all the time. You know, I can get anybody I want. I have all the options I want. And this lady's not a bad looking lady. But what did she say? Once she had that baby, things changed dramatically. So there were no longer the good guys wanting to deal with her. All she was dealing with at that point was deadbeats. Okay, she was dealing with guys who didn't have anything, guys who were unstable, right? And those kind of guys. But see, here's something that's very interesting. These were the kind of guys that she deserved to be with in the first place. The only thing that kept her from doing that is because that she was pretty at the time, probably in a nice physique, so she could punch above her weight class. But see, once that is out the way, once that woman is no longer what she used to be, now you're dealing with what you deserve. Okay? You're dealing with guys that don't have anything, because those guys now that would have dealt with you, that you really didn't need to be with because you didn't deserve it, they're on to the next chicks, or they have evolved. They've even built themselves up more. Now they're dealing with even better women. Maybe sometimes women in the black community, it could be women outside the black community. But those men, as long as they have kept developing and working on themselves, they will have ample of opportunities to deal with somebody else. Now, what she's dealing with now are losers. She's dealing with guys who are not that good. She's dealing with guys who are terrible. Okay? And she said that she wasn't a good person at that time. So all of a sudden now, she's a good person. But see, here's the situation. Like my grandmama used to always tell me when I was coming up as a kid, if you lay down with dogs, you're going to get up with fleas. That's just how it works. And see, sometimes you're a day late and $1 short. This is an example of that. And I tell guys all the time on my channel, whenever people want to play games with you, especially women, the best thing that you can always do is to let them play that game by themselves, because that game leads to no avail. All right. It leads to destruction. You know, these kind of situations that these ladies deal with time and time out, you know, these habits that they develop, it leads to nothing. It leads to problems. And if you deal with her, you're going to inherit those problems. You cannot allow people who play games to ruin your life. There are many guys right now sitting in jail that was dealing with the tailspin in the palms of a lady playing a game with them. So they ended up in jail fighting over somebody else for doing something stupid, when at the end of the day, that road was leading to self-destruction in the first place. When that road is leading to self-destruction in the first place, you get off of that boat as soon as possible. Get off at the next stop, just like riding a bus. I see this bus is going in the wrong direction. This is not what the way home. Let me just get off. I'll get off and catch another bus going the opposite direction. And that is exactly how you treat them. And you let that bus go to the ghetto. Let that bus go to the hood. Let that bus go down its path itself. But you're not going to take me with you. And at the end of the day, this is what always happens. You get 35, 40, 45. Now all of a sudden you got regrets. But it's too late. The game has already replaced you. Okay? And we talk about the game all the time. The players change, but the game remains the same. And any time in the history of the world, women, when they get older, out of their prime, the game says that the players are going to change. And when those ladies come through and you're not there, you're not ready, hey, it goes into solitude. It goes into less options. And that's all that you get. It goes into complete misery. And when you're not ready for a good man, don't be ready now, because now you got competition and too much baggage. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe with the bell. Check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.